I wanted to kind of put a part two to the previous video that I posted today. And I don't know about you, but when it's evening, like my head starts to think about several things and what's really important in life and what we should focus on instead of all the noise around us. And hopefully it will give you a peace of mind. The thing that has been playing in my head is the way of creating your own world. Okay, so a world where there is no noise of anyone out there, a world only for you, a world where you feel that you're enough. In this world where there is social media and you look at the noise and you're like, oh my god, I'm already this age, look at what they have, look at what I don't have, and the constant comparison and the judgment, and people also trying to create you instead of you creating yourself. The focus has to be you creating yourself. The focus has to be you creating yourself. Don't let others determine who you are by putting a certain narrative, or you just taking the judgment as advice. And at some point you will get so lost into all of this and you start asking yourself things like, okay, but why am I unhappy? Why do I feel empty inside? Why is nothing really making me happy nowadays? Why do I feel like I'm running behind? Why am I depressed? Why do I have all these thoughts and things just attacking me? Why am I so negative about myself? Why do I talk so negative about myself? And it's really hard in this day and age. I mean, we all have social media, we all have a phone, a computer, and it's really hard to just not, like, for example, doom scroll and just get entangled into all of this. And I've been a victim of it myself, especially getting older, and you're just comparing yourself. I mean, it's almost like natural. You see something, you're like, oh my God, like that person is even younger than me. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, where am I at? And it's really sad because we all have our own timeline in life, right? We all have a certain situation in our childhood that probably delays our success in the future, or something else that happened. Maybe you had a great childhood and there's situations that delay your success and your development in the future. So there's literally no judgment here. I mean, true happiness comes from within when we have the time to explore who we are. When we understand that when people talk either about us or want something for us, let it be family or friends or anyone in your direct circle that has an influence, um, that's really important. You have to understand that that's just noise, and you are the one who creates your world. You are the one who, accepts the noise, or either thinks like, okay, I'm going to throw this noise away. Like, this is not something that I want to invite into my life. This is not something that makes me happy. With the video I've posted today, it's kind of like in connection with each other, of course, because it's like, how far do you let what someone else thinks about you, or let's say they paint this narrative about you, or like create this person that you are in their eyes, how far do you let that affect your own life? Do you even let that affect your life? And my advice to you is to just shut that all out and make time to create yourself, make time to find out who you are. Also, looking at the future, that will help you with developing yourself, that will actually help you become the better person, become someone you're really content with. And you don't have to go for the highest of high. You can start very slowly. And this is very important. You have to start slow, and you have to start from a point where you're not comparing yourself to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You are you. The center point is you. This is your world, and no one has to interfere in your world. And when you feel like calm, stable, and grounded enough to take bits and pieces of the noise where you're thinking, okay, you know what, this piece of advice, this thing, this person that actually means really good for me, this piece of advice is actually great for this part of my life. You will also be like less clouded when it comes to judgment from others. You will actually see more clear, and you will see who's actually good for your life. And you will actually also just think like, okay, you're not good for my life. I can just push you out without feeling guilty, because guilt is also a whole another subject in this whole process. You won't feel guilty just, you know, taking that part out of your life. So create your own world. Don't let others create you. Make sure that you're, grounded, that you feel at peace enough to take advice that's good for you. No clouded vision, no question marks. You know where you're at. You have traveled enough in your journey to understand who you are, what you need in life, and what's really important to you. And with that, I want to bid you all a good night. And again, I know you can do it. Same goes for me again. These videos help me as well, just, refresh what I've been thinking for a while. So, and I really hope that this video also helps you out to kind of figure out what to do with your life and how to be genuinely happy. Because only from a place of happiness is where we can create. We don't create in a place where we feel miserable. We only destroy. So keep that in mind, and good night.